And just like that, the Marvel Netflix series have come to an end. It's actually kind of sad. Jessica Jones Season 3 is out now on Netflix, and it is the final ever Marvel Netflix series, so here's hoping it goes out on a high note. We pick up once again with Jessica Jones, and she's still doing cases, she's still doing some detective work, and she comes across this serial killer named Gregory Salinger, and she wants to put a stop to him, but so does Trish Walker, because since Season 2, Trish Walker has gained some powers, and she's become a vigilante all on her own, so she and Jessica team up to put a stop to the serial killer. Now, like I just said, this is the final ever Marvel Netflix series, and that's the unfortunate burden that this season has to deal with, being the last one ever. And I don't think it's entirely fair to hold that against it, because they went into production not knowing that it was going to be the last season, but it is the last season, and it's just the unfortunate thing that you can't help but think about when you're watching it. This is the last time I'm going to see this Defenders verse, if you will, on the screen in this incarnation. And Jessica Jones Season 3 overall for me, I thought it was pretty good. It doesn't go out on a massive high note per se, but I still enjoyed watching it for the most part. Christian Ritter as Jessica Jones is once again just incredible, and she is one of the things I'm going to miss the most about the Defenders universe, because out of all the shows and all the characters, Jessica Jones is my favourite character, my favourite hero character. And Christian Ritter just brings so much complexity to this role, and I'm just going to miss her snarkiness, her wittiness, and just her boozed up, don't give a crap attitude. She's really great to watch as this character, and again, she's one of the things I'm going to miss the most about the Marvel Netflix series. Trish Walker is the best she's ever been in Season 3. I've never really cared all that much about her in the first 2 seasons, but here she's got her own superpowers, and she's become kind of a badass actually. When she starts fighting guys, she knows what she's doing. She's been training, she's mastered her abilities, she can do some stealth things, she can jump from a building and land on her feet, and I actually liked her character, and I liked her character arc in the season, because she's becoming a vigilante and she's teaming up with Jessica Jones to go after this bad guy. And the main storyline of this series is really Jessica and Trish and them being at odds with each other, not just because of what happened in Season 2 with Trish killing Jessica's mum, but because of their different standpoints of how to approach being a hero. And even though that's an angle that has been explored in a lot of superhero-related media recently, what does it mean to be a hero, the difference between, right, wrong, does killing the bad guys make you the bad guy, is it right to put them in jail instead of just killing them? We've seen that a lot, especially in Daredevil Season 2 and both seasons of Punisher. They touched on that entirely in those seasons. But what it did for the characterization of Trish Walker and Jessica Jones and their eventual conflict, I thought it made it pretty compelling, and the last couple of episodes are actually quite riveting, seeing them go at each other, and it does feel like it's kind of come full circle for the Jessica Jones arc. It feels like the conclusion to not just Season 3 but the first 3 seasons. You feel like Trish Walker has developed all the way to this point, so I commend the character development very much, even though the dialogue in terms of what does it mean to be a hero, you've heard the dialogue loads and loads of times in other superhero stuff, but it serves the story and the characters well, I thought. My main issue with Season 3 is an issue I've had with pretty much all the Marvel Netflix series, maybe outside of Daredevil, and that's just I didn't care about the side characters and their subplots. Hogarth, Carrie-Anne Moss's character, I really did not care about her at all in Season 3. In this season, she's trying to get back with her former girlfriend, lover, and by doing that, she's trying to sabotage her marriage. I'm just like, why am I supposed to care about you? You're a nasty person. You're just a bad person. I don't care about you at all. Every time it cut back to her dealing with her girlfriend problems, I just checked out of the show and checked Twitter or something. I just didn't care. I just was not invested in that subplot. Same thing with Malcolm. I don't dislike Malcolm. It's just him as a character just doesn't really do anything for me. He's got a bit of a crisis of faith going on in here. He's working for Hogarth. He doesn't want to do the things that Hogarth's making him do. So he's trying to pick a side, I guess, but I just wasn't invested in him either. Everything revolving around Jessica Jones, Trish Walker, and Salinger, the main villain, that's where the real meat of Season 3 is, and that's where I was always engaged with it. Speaking of Salinger, the main villain, forgot to talk about him. I liked him. He was a very smart, very cunning villain, and he was a very easy to hate villain because you could tell he was kind of like cocky, but in a way where it was intelligence cocky, and he was always one step ahead of Jessica and Trish. and yeah, the show just made it really easy to hate him. So on that basic level, he worked pretty well as a villain. Not necessarily a compelling villain, not like a, Kilgrave in season 1 where he has the personal attachment to Jessica Jones, but he also served the bigger purpose of being the catalyst for the Jessica and Trish conflict. Overall, I enjoyed Jessica Jones season 3. I wish it went out on a bigger high note, but it's still a positive note nonetheless. Again, the subplots and the side characters didn't do much for me, but the main storyline with Jessica, Trish, their conflict, and Salinger as a villain, I was always engaged with that, I was always interested in that, I was always entertained with that. So overall, season 3 was a win for me. I'm going to give Jessica Jones season 3 a 3.5 out of 5. So there we have it. The Marvel Netflix series is officially done. I'm just going to miss this universe. I'm going to miss these characters. I'm going to miss this street level version of the Marvel universe with these characters in gritty, brutal and dark situations. I'm going to miss the hallway fights from Daredevil. There's a lot about it I'm going to miss. So it is kind of the end of an era, even though it's all been 4 years, but still, it was a good 4 years. They had a good run, they weren't all great, but I'm going to miss these characters, these storylines, I'm going to miss this Defenders verse, I'm going to miss looking forward to the next Marvel Netflix show. But oh well, we can still be grateful. So guys, did you watch Jessica Jones season 3 this weekend? What did you think about it? And how would you rank the Marvel Netflix shows from best to worst now that they're all done? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know down there. And if you want to see more of my stuff, click on one of these in a second and I'll see you all next time.